You are now acquainted with the 5 pentatonic boxes, but if I give you a command to play a certain box, let's say I tell you to play box 3, there's going to be some time for you to find out where is box 3, which finger should I start, and to configure your tone. So there's going to be some time for you to configure your system to actually play the scale. And the time from when I give you the command to where you actually are playing the scale, it's what I call your trigger time. And this trigger time should be as close to 0 as ever possible. And this is a thing that we're going to start addressing in what I call trigger time training exercises, which is a technical exercise. To get started, we are first going to learn a simple riff. And this riff starts on the open 5th string. You then move to the 7th fret of the 4th string, an octave up, so you're going to play 3, 4. And then we're going to do a motion that those will know, those of you who have made the general course up to level 3, level 4 will know. And it's, you place the index finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string, and then you're going to hammer on with the ring finger to the 7th fret. So 5, hammer on to the 7th. Then you move the index finger 1 string down to the 5th fret of the 4th string. So you do like this. 3. So and that's the riff. It's going to sound like this. 3, 4. So here you get a practicing video, and when you feel it's simple, just skip. You don't need to necessarily play all the repetitions that you get here. So here, play it here. So what we're going to do next is we're going to play this riff once, like this, 3, 4. And then we are going to start on the bottom note of fingering 1, and we're going to play 8 notes for 1 bar, ascending. So we have 1 bar of 8 notes, it's going to give you 8 notes. So you're going to play this, 3, 4. And then it's back to the riff, and then you're going to start on the brightest note, and you're going to descend 8 notes. Like that. So the entire exercise sounds like this. 3, 4. And you're going to get this exercise just at 1 speed first, because as previously we're going to wait until we have put together a workout that covers all the 5 boxes before we start raising the speed. Also, you will see a tab here, and you will have a guide guitar that plays exactly what you're going to play. But as you do this exercise, try to get used to looking at the chart above instead, because that is what you get, because that is more true to what you're thinking when you improvise. You don't think in tabs. You know the scale system, and you know how you're gonna, what task you have. So your task in the scale system here is to start on the bottom note of the box and ascend, and then in the on the brightest note and then descend. And you will see in the chart that there's a green note. The bottom note is green and the top note is red. So as this exercise evolves, green notes are supposed to be ascended from. You're going to go up from green notes. And red notes are going to be the red dots, it's more correct, going to be descended from. So, because you're gonna have the guide guitar and the tab only in these starting exercises. As we proceed to the workout, all you will see is the chart and the green and red dot, and you should know what to do. So try out this fingering box 1. We're now going to do the same thing with all the other 4 boxes. So it's not really much that needs to be said. You're gonna get them continuously here. So you start on the green note and ascend, and you start from the red note and you descend, and you play the riff in between. And try here as good as you can to be true to the fingering principles that I have mentioned. Also, it's good if you can do alternate picking, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. But it's not all that fast, and it's not musically important. It's not that important that you, if it's simpler for you to play just downstroke or upstrokes or whatever, do that. Because what is important that is to try to develop the scale in your hand. So here they come, box 2, 3, 4 and 5. gonna put together all this to one workout, just like we did with the previous technical workout. So you get one shot per scale, and or you get one shot ascending and one shot descending. And here now the tab will be gone, and also the guiding guitar. So you just have the rhythm track, and you will see the 5 boxes before you, and with the one you're going to play highlighted, and you will also see the green ascend note or the red descend note. And the highlighted fingering will alternate between being reddish and white, and reddish is you're not going to play it because you are then playing the riff, and then when the red color goes away you play the scale. I think you knew that. So this is not a simple exercise. So I think you should spend some time here, and as always, master one speed and race it one, but make sure you don't get thrown off the wagon here, because we are going to expand upon these concepts, and it's not getting simpler. So good luck.